So I've heard this my whole life. Just win. People say, just win. Winning cures all. Winning fixes everything. Winning brings money. That's what they say. They say winning, if you win enough, you make more money. I don't think that's always the case because you have some people who got a lot more resources, but they don't win. So it's like one of those things is like the chicken before the egg, right? Do you need money to win, or do you need to win to get money? That's kind of like the back and forth argument that's going on with in the college space, in the athletic space is we need more money, we need more resources, we need more, 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 more. And then somebody will say, well, if you win more, we'll give more. And it's like, well, I need you to give more so we can go and win more. So then I started thinking about this from the just from a give and take standpoint. What do you need most? And what do you need first? Do you need more money to go build a winning team? Or do you need a winning team to go get more money? It's probably not going to be answered in this conversation. But just thinking about that, like people, your philosophy is different, right? Because if I'm looking at my skill set and my talents will allow me to go build a winning team with or without money. So I'm gonna believe that you don't need money to go build a team. I just say you need a system, a process, some type of connections, relationships to go and build you a team. But there's some people who don't have that, who don't have relationships, who don't have a network, who don't have, you know, history. They believe I'm just throw money at it. So then you see these teams in this industry that are just throwing out money, hoping to win. But then you see people who say, "Man, look, we're not even gonna play that game. We're gonna stick to our traditions, focus on our processes, dig deeper, go go down further in our skill set to build the operation." So what's right or wrong? Do you need more money or do you need more talent? Because I believe if I was building an organization, I would build it from talent, relationships, connections, and network. Then you throw money on top of it because money like grows that. But if all you have is money and you're bringing in a group of people who have no network, have no talent, have no resources, you're gonna bleed yourself dry. And that happens a lot of time in business too. It's like you get funded, you bring in all this money, and you don't hire no A players. You just think like, oh, well, if I pay these people enough to just do what I say do, we should be good. But they have no skill set. So your burn rate is crazy. Like you're spending just money and money and money. You look back and you're like, man, we ain't made no money. We ain't getting no big deals done. We ain't signed no big contracts. We ain't even hit the algorithm right. So what we spending money on? And I think that's where this is going, right? This college athletic space is hitting that stride where it's like they're gonna look back and say, what did we spend money on? We didn't win no championships. We didn't go to no bowl games, but we spent $70 million over the last 4 years. It's like, oh, we did it. We kept up with the Joneses. We spent the same amount of money as X school, but we didn't get that same result. So what's missing? It's like, hey, we took their personnel people, we took their staff, but we still didn't get the same results. So what happened? What was the missing piece? And I like to think about it in that lens. It's like, yeah, y'all can argue about we need more money or we got to win more games to get more money or we need more money to win more games. That's one argument that they can have and they can stick to that one. But if you go just one layer deep, what if you had all the money and the wins? Can you tell me how you got that? Can you do it again? If that whole staff leaves, because we already know that in this space, the better that your staff do, they're going to get poached. They're going to get stolen. They're going to get tamper with. Somebody's going to want to offer them a better opportunity. Does your organization have enough structure in place that it doesn't matter who comes and goes? You're going to always bring in money and you're going to always have an opportunity to win games. That's a hard question to ask because now you got to evaluate your staff in a different light. You can't just say, oh, well, at their previous school, this is what they did. Oh, they came from this level, so they for sure know how to help us win. Because if they're not hitting them benchmarks, you gotta look yourself in the mirror and then say, yeah, maybe I hired wrong. Maybe I recruited wrong. Because you can bring in a good recruiter or a good personnel or a good GM or a good AD or a good benefits and gifts director who goes out and like source donor funds. You can go get all the best people on paper, and you're not understanding they may have done well in a system that was set up for them to do well. So they looked like they were doing really, really well. They get into your system and you realize they don't have a system. They don't have a process. Their network is based on being attached to where they just came from. They can't bring that with them. So you hired them, you brought them in off a pretense of, oh, what they did over there is gonna work here. And when they get here, you realize they have nothing. So that means you recruited wrong, you scouted wrong, you searched wrong. They benefited from the system. Because believe it or not, personnel people can have the same accolades as an athlete. And what I mean by that is certain athletes have success based on the system. Some athletes are system success. It's not often you'll have a LeBron or a Tom Brady who can go to a different team, a different city, a different state, a different era, and produce the exact same or higher. Some people are really good in a system. Some people are really good in that environment. No knock on them, but you have to be honest with your analysis, your evaluation on not just how you bring in the athlete, but how you bring in the staff members too. Were they only good in this environment? So if you're trying to win and you want to bring in more money, this is the end result. How are you building that department out, and who are you bringing in so that you can win more games, so that you can bring in more money? Because if not, you're going to keep having the same argument about we got to get more money to win more games. We got to get a better staff so we can win more games to bring in more money. But what does that mean? And I think when we peel the curtain back and we look at everything in truth, winning does not cure all. Because sometimes winning can cover up your deficiencies. And a true business person, all the money people, can see right through the fault lines. They can look at it and say, yeah, they're winning, but I'm not going to give money off of emotion. I'm not going to give money off of hype. I got to look at, is this sustainable enough? So yes, you're winning, but you're not bringing in the dollars. So the dollars and the wins don't equal up. And then you bring it in the money, but it don't equate to the wins, which means this money is going to stop coming in. And that's what happened through the collective era too. Like the donors and the boosters were giving money, and they were just giving it, and it was great because it was new. It was like a frontier market. Everybody was excited, and then they stopped and they was like, "Hold on, man, we ain't even winning nothing right now." Yeah, I ain't about to give no more money. And then the rules came in, of course, but from a true business lens, you're giving more money into something that wasn't sustainable because no one was actually trained or prepared for what this era was presenting and becoming. So I think it's funny that people think that, oh, if I hire the right staff or I bring a splash, that we're going to win games. And because I brought this staff in, we're going to be able to bring in more money. And then neither one happens. then what you do? Start arguing about we gotta win more games to bring in more money, and then we gotta bring in more money to win more games, and we stay right there at this little surface level argument. So in all, chicken before the egg. Do you gotta win to get money, or do you gotta get money to go win? I think the argument is whatever it is, but I see it. There's another layer. You gotta go get the right people to help you win, because if you choose winning, you gotta have the right people. You wanna get more money, you gotta have the right people. At the end of the day, you gotta hire right before any of these things even make sense.